So hi everybody, my name is McLaughlin. I'm the Chief Executive of Bank of Ireland UK. I'm absolutely delighted to be here with a customer of ours, Declan Wright from Larsen Building Products. Declan, do you want to say hello and tell us a little bit about the business?
Yes, hello everyone, Declan Wright here. So I'm Managing Director of Larsen Building Products in Belfast. We've had an interesting year, shall we say, with all that's been going on. But in overall terms, we've done exceptionally well through COVID and Brexit. We're involved in a number of different sectors, supplying everything from essential projects like hospital builds through to road repairs, even transport for London of our products specified for all of the bus routes that are used and for the tube stations, and even Thames Water, the waters and sewage system of London all specify Larsen products. So a lot of what we do is new build related, and a lot of it is to do with infrastructure and essential builds. So a little bit about us.
Declan, that's great to hear. And firstly, congratulations. I mean, a lot of people are finding this a very challenging time. It sounds like you and the business have really worked your way through it very successfully. So big thumbs up to you on that. If we sort of split this into a chat about Brexit, and then maybe we can talk about COVID-19 separately. I know in practical terms they interplay. But when you first sort of realized Brexit was going to happen, what worried you most about it and what did you do?
I think the biggest thing we had was coming up to December. It was likely that something was going to happen, but as it stood mid-December, we as a manufacturer in Northern Ireland were going to be classified as exporters to the GB market, which meant all of our customers were going to be importers, and they just weren't interested. They had no appetite to become importers or anything else. So what we had to do, and with the bank's help in this, was we had to set up a GB company, get registered for VAT, EORI, XI, all of the various numbers we need, get bank accounts, get everything in place, just in case we ended up having to become the importer into the GB market, and then we could sell on ourselves. Now, it turned out that all of that work and everything that everybody helped with got wiped out at the last minute. Nonetheless, it was a lot of work and uncertainty that we had to try and find ways around to make sure that our customers would continue to get seamlessly the same service as they had been getting.
And you mentioned the bank there. Could I just ask, what did we do that helped, and anything that you think that we could have done better?
I think the one thing I will say about the bank, and in particular, just over the last year, the people you have that's the strength you have. Okay, they didn't really know any better than I did about what was happening with Brexit, but they were willing to listen. And probably that was as much as I needed. I just needed a soundboard, someone to say, look, the way things are going, I think I need a company in GB. It's going to be a few £1,000s to get it set up, get it registered. I'll need a bank account. And what came back from the bank every time was, look, whatever you need, whatever it is, we'll do what we can to help. So I think the one thing you do have to stress is the people you have. And Chris Gibb was the guy I was dealing with, and he was excellent throughout in every way.
Declan, that's really good to hear, and I know we've fed that back to Chris anyway, but I'm sure he's probably right now taking great pleasure watching this little recording. So thank you for saying that. And it is really important. Businesses live and die on their people, and we're very proud. And as CEO, I'm particularly proud of the quality of the people that we've got. But it's fantastic to hear it from you as a customer. So we really do appreciate that ability to listen and empathise and work through problems together is something we work very hard with our people to build as a capability. So great to hear it translating through. Any messages that you'd particularly like to take this opportunity to say to your teams?
I have one of the best workforces anyone could want. The guys have all been extremely cooperative, flexible. Whatever was required, their answer was, we're here to help. I suppose they were looking around and seeing lots of their friends perhaps losing their jobs, been put on furlough, not knowing whether they had job security. And Northern Ireland is still quite a poor part of the country, really. We don't have the wealth of the southeast of England. So for them, having job security was something they understood, and they were willing to be flexible and work with us in whatever way they could to help. So they had no issues with going on shifts, sat down with them, explained what we were wanting to do, why we wanted to do it, and they bought into it. So really good team, and our staff turnover is negligible. We're very lucky in that respect. When people join us, they don't tend to go anywhere, so we must be getting something right.
they say, you know, the leader gets the team they deserve. So if you've got a really good team, that would suggest to me that it's working both ways. So genuinely well done to all of you. You know, when I talk to customers, not everybody's in that position. So I think that's a credit to your leadership and to the relationship you've got with your teams. It has been a challenging time for a lot, but it's also been a time where I think people have got closer. What about COVID-19 then? So Brexit is one thing and a big enough challenge in itself, but you're doing it in an environment where the world's kind of gone a bit crazy. How's COVID-19 impacted on the business?
Again, very mixed, because we're involved in probably 7 different sectors. So some of them have been affected more. They've been shut down a little bit more. Others have continued as they were, and some have even grown. One of our sectors is admixtures to the concrete industry. So everybody that's making either concrete or blocks or mortars, whatever they're doing with cement, we supply a liquid that enables them to make their product. So for all of the hospital bills, all of the essential bills, we needed to keep supplying them so they could supply the concrete. In our flooring sector, there were a lot of these additions to the hospitals, the COVID wards, that type of thing, where they were trying to build things very quickly. We were able to provide them with fast drying product that they could enable them to get things done quickly, which was a perfect response for what they were doing. Right through our tiling, we have the faster drying product. So it was getting the products to the people that they needed and being able to then use it and keep the necessary bits of the economy going.
And looking forward then, Declan, so as you look into the rest of 2021 and beyond, what are you talked about expanding your, you know, the marketing and getting more online and more of a presence. Any other things that you're particularly either focused on delivering or particularly worried about if we look at both ends of the spectrum?
We bought a site in England because clearly whatever happens in time, the Irish Sea is a very expensive bit of water to get across. And yes, we make everything in Belfast and supply the Southern Irish market, the Northern Irish market, and the GB market. Now, GB is probably up to about 1/3 of our sales now and growing. So we bought a site in England and we're planning to build a factory across there. So we've nearly got planning permission through. And that would be, I see as being the exciting thing for the next probably 2-3 years. And again, something the bank can get involved in, which is perfect all around.
I'm liking the sound of that. Delighted that you've managed to find a way through that, it sounds like. So that's a big move for you. Looking a bit further out than maybe just 2021 and assuming the world goes back to whatever they call the new normal. Any other big hopes, aspirations, plans, or anything you need help with?
We will continue to see growth in the Irish market. Perhaps 2-speed in that the southern economy is growing much better than the north. But I think the message of locally manufactured product as opposed to imports from China, the current difficulties there are in things coming in from China, we're going to do better out of it because ultimately we have the best of both worlds. We're based in Northern Ireland, we're part of Europe, we're part of the UK. We're in a win-win situation. So I want to try and capitalize on that as much as possible.
Declan, you're a man with a clear vision for your business, and it's inspiring genuinely to hear that from you. From our part, we're really proud to work with you. We love your business. We're here to help. So, you know, thank you so much for doing this with us today. Hopefully we've got the message of Larsen Building Products out a little bit more widely. I'm not going to become one of your salespeople, but I'm happy that we've helped a tiny little bit. I did just genuinely want to say thank you. Keep telling us what you need. We are here to help. I'm very proud to work with you. Thank you very much.
Yes, and thank you, Ian, and the team at the Bank of Ireland, because everything you've done to date has been greatly received and thoroughly supportive. So thank you again.